How's it? Welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play Survival series. How's everybody doing? This lockdown's getting to me too, man. Well, what we're going to do today is going to be quite a challenge, I can tell you. Quite a grind. So I've seen it done before, and I basically want to get some sea lanterns, right? So I know you can make a guardian farm. So what I'm going to do is get some glass and make a perimeter around this thing and then drain it and then see if we can control where these pesky fish spawn. So I went mining for sand. I got 6 shulker boxes of it, converted half of them into glass, and then did a wither fight again with all those chickens to get wither roses and stained it all black. And we'll see how that'll get us, how far that'll get us. But I don't want to have to keep coming up for air or take potions or anything. So I reckon what we do is see if we can get a conduit going. So I believe we need a a heart of the sea and 8 nautilus shells. So I've got these from the wandering trader. Now we just got to go and find a sunken ship, get a map and see what we can do. Okay, so I'll be back when we find a ship to raid. Right, so on my way back from fighting the wither earlier, I saw this thing. A boat stuck in an iceberg. I reckon that's a cool one to go and look at. Nope. So what else it's got? Ooh, there we go. That'll do. Alrighty, let's put this in the offhand. And we're going to go south, right? Oh, it's right here. Oh, I hope I haven't been there already. Dude, that was so close. Okay. There. There was it. Yay, got it. Okay, now we combine that. Oops, that and those to get that. Nice. Okay, I think that's right. There we go. Alright, this is the task we have. Let's have a quick swim. Got to cover this. I don't know if 3 shulker boxes is going to be enough, to be honest. I'm just dodging the fish. So we'll encase this whole thing in glass up to the surface. Oh boy. Alrighty, that's 1 shulker box. Let's go put them down. So this is what 3 shulker boxes of black stained glass will get you. Bear in mind it goes all the way to the bottom. I don't know, you know, if they spawn underneath there. Let's just wait for the night vision to kick in. Doesn't look like it, you know. I was worried that we'd have to fill that all in. What I think I'm going to end up doing is just leaving that as it is and then just clearing out everything on the other side. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, so we need some more stained glass, would you believe it? Just to finish that off. At least another shulker box. But I'm not going to go and do another wither fight. I'm just going to go and swim in some rivers and see if I can get some squid. You see, if you go for squid in the open ocean, it's far too many places for them to run. So let's go and bash a few about in a river. I've never built a squid farm before. I'd like to do that sometime. But what you want to find though in the meantime is a landlocked river somewhere, far away from any open ocean, something like this. And you can just swim along it up and down, and by the time you get to one end, you turn around and swim back. They've all respawned, and it doesn't take too long. So here we go. Ideally, you'd have a Smite 5, Fortune 3 Unbreaking Mending Axe to one-hit kill these, but I'll just use my sword for now. Apologies for interrupting your enjoyment of the squid murdering spree, but this bit is for science. So the first time I went up and down, I was just killing the squid and ignoring the fish. And then when I went down again, there weren't that many squid. Oh, this one's giving us a freebie. Cheers, bud. Thank you. The second time, I killed all the fish as well, because there weren't that many squid anymore. Oh, another freebie. And yeah, big difference. Look at all these squid. Cool. So today's top tip from Jubs is kill the fish. That sounds bad. Right, so just recording this little bit, let's see. It's 3 and almost 3.5 stacks, and that's all we need. Right, so let's get some more glass placed around our ocean monument. There we go, that's the whole thing done. It looks amazing from there. Let me show you. I apologize for the keyboard noises, by the way. I don't really know how to fix that. It does irritate me though when I watch my videos back. But anyway, how cool does this look? Right, so there was just over 4 shulker boxes of glass to do that. And now we've got to fill it with sand. And, well, guess what I'm doing for the rest of my Sunday. Oh, see you in a bit. No way, man. This is going to take forever. If you think I'm going to do it by filling this whole thing up with sand, dealing with those guys, you've got another thing coming. Check what I've been doing. Yep, I've built a machine. I did a redstone. Check this out. Well, first I wanted to try and see if I could work out how to do it myself. I needed something that was switchable. Don't worry, this is just progress. I wanted to do something that was switchable, that could, you know, hold a lot of sand, and when you could switch it on and off. This one's pretty cool too. Anyway, that one was pretty brilliant. It was my own design, just me just placing blocks. You know, it's just a switch making this observer make this pulse with this one. It's very, very simple. You don't even need a tutorial on it. But then it's just a bit of a faff to, you know, put together. So I had a look online for some tutorials on how to maybe streamline that design, maybe use fewer blocks. I came across something that was quite interesting. I've heard of it before. It's block update detectors. It's how we used to get around before observers came along. And how it works is, well, let me just build it and show you. I've built quite a few. So I'm trying to create a 5x5 space here. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th block, you put something there. And on that block goes the piston that's going to push the sand across, okay? And on top of that, you put the dropper that's going to feed you the sand. You may as well fill it up with sand while we're here. Okay, and on the back of that goes a furnace. Like that. Redstone goes on top of both of them. Oops. Okay, now this is the bit that's interesting. So if you put a sticky piston over here, we'll put you could use a slime block, but of course I'm using honey blocks. Then, let me just remove this for now. Then put a redstone on top of that. This piston here is powered, but it doesn't know that it's powered. So when you put a block in front of it, it fires, and it fires so quickly, and it brings the redstone back down again. Then it forgets, and then it's reminded again. So that's how that works. So when you put redstone on top of there and there, yeah, it goes a bit bonkers. So, sorry about the noise. So I'll put that switch in there so that you know, we can switch it on and off as we need. Okay, so while we wait for that to float up, the next thing to do is to check that there's nothing under there that's going to break the falling sand block, and that's any of that seagrass. So we'll just pop down here. Nope, there's none. Okay, just going to turn the sound down quick. And refill that. And then you can see it in action. So you just stand here and place sand. Look how quickly it goes. It's quite amazing. And that took about, what, 20 seconds? 25 seconds? And then what you do is fill up the middle column with sand. Okay, and that's just something to put the sponges against. But we'll do the sponges later, because a few times when I was trying it there, I fell into the hole. That's a pain in the butt. So that's the next thing. So all we've got to do now is dismantle this thing. It's only a few blocks, move it across, and then do the next one. So yeah, I got a bit to do. Back in a bit. So that's the elegant solution to the problem. But the problem I was having with it, every time you dismantle it, things got dropped down at the bottom, and you'd have to go and find them, and things despawned. It was a real pain. So now I want to show you the smart way of doing it. Okay, are you ready? Really quick. So you start with getting your spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, same as normal. We'll put, we can put them anyway, but we'll put them here. 3 of those. Same as before, get your piston over there. Remember, we've got somewhere to place the sand blocks, and then they fall over. Then all you do here is 2 observers. That's it. Okay, just turn the game sounds down again. Grab your sand, and off you go. And what I love about this is you can also make it switchable. It's really easy. Just put on either of these 2 observers here. So now I've made my marker. I know where all the where the line is. That's got to be free of any kelp or seagrass. There we go. All done. What a good idea is actually to put my chest plate on while I'm dealing with these guys, or chug another invisibility potion. I think I might do that actually. They bother you a lot less. So back we go. And this is really quick, I promise you. I'm just whizzing through it. Excellent, that's one axis done. And then there's the other one. Just got to fill in those little dots now, the center column. A little bit like that. Minecraft is so weird. Anyway, let me go and get the sponges going. I found another sponge room in there, so I've got 60. I'm just cooking, or drying, shall I say, the last of them. And yeah, then we're going to go and drain all of the water, and then we'll get rid of the sand. Almost there, guys. It's actually quite cool running around here, except for those guys. Oh wait. So I'm going to set the furnaces up somewhere centrally over here, and half each, and then to start placing sponges. 1, 2, 3 down, I think, is the solution. I don't know. I'll play around a bit. Probably just end up spamming them, to be honest. There you go. Easy as that. By the time I get to the end of it, I'm going to probably be quite good. Oh, that didn't take too many. And of course, there's everything underneath to clear, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. It really has been quite a grind, I can tell you, but I might have discovered something quite cool for a hidden base elevator. Just bear with me, okay? There's an invisible button anywhere on this wall, okay? If you want to go up, here it is. Can you see it? Nope. Oh, wrong way. Ooh. There we go. How cool is that? Right. Remember I said to you that I knew what I was going to be doing on Sunday? Well, doing all of this took care of Monday as well. So we're already on Tuesday and I'm only here. But I saved the last one for you guys because I looked at my statistics and I have placed... Let me show you. $930 sponges, okay? And with all that experience that I've had placing sponges, you might ask me, Jubs, what tips do you have? Well, you start at the top, you work your way down, go evenly on either side, and just stick it in the wet bit. Oh yeah, and good idea is to get the sponges on your way down. That's all the water gone. That was the last bit. Yay! Oh, I left the sponge up there. Okay, now all I have to do is get rid of all the sand. And this is going to be so much fun. Okay, I'll be back when we are sand free. Okay, see you in a bit. So it's been quite a challenge getting rid of all the sand, but a lot of fun, man. It's been the most satisfying thing I think I've ever done in Minecraft. I was doing it like this, watch. And that's it. That's the last bit done. And that's what it looks like without the water. That's pretty cool. Have a good look though, because I'm going to flatten it. It's all going to go. Starting with this block. Well, rip Wednesday. I've been busy. And that temple is gone. And what else I've been doing is trying out a few different ways of dealing with the guardian farm. You know, to get them to spawn and all that kind of thing. So I've got 2 ideas and I'm going to kind of use a combination of them. So here's how this one works. Actually, let's start with the first one that I built. And well, you can see what's happening there. They spawn at the top because there's a single source block of water at the top, And then because the water is flowing downwards, they just sink to the bottom, and then they can't get past this row of fence gates over here. And then, but the problem with this one is they take a while to die, and which stops the spawn rate from carrying on. But I do like the idea of them getting pulled down, because, well, the second idea, the other thing I don't like about that is that minecart that keeps on having to go, and those switches over there, I don't like that. So this idea I tried here, actually if we go away and back again, we'll get one to spawn, hopefully. Yeah. Oop. Maybe that was justified. Okay, see, there's one at the top there. Eventually he'll come down and splat. Sometimes they bounce on this edge, it's quite hilarious. And then they go all the way down there to the bottom, and then there's a, well, you'd be quite familiar now with the machine that spits things out when things go in it. And that gets popped up over here and into this chest. So let me quickly demonstrate. So just throw the rocket in. There we go, get it back. So how this one works is it's a bit more complex. It's got these the soul sand in this is the spawning tube or tank, if you want to call it that. Then they go all the way to the top, and it works exactly the same way that this does. So they go all the way to the top, then go over and then fall down. So that's how that one works. So originally the idea was to put them all the way around the perimeter and then do something in the middle, but I don't know, I just didn't like it. I can't explain why. And I started building this, thinking of a few more ideas. So I'm going to build, these are all going to be 4 tanks. We're going to use a combination of this machine and this machine. So I'm going to build it all the way quite high, well, just maybe 5 or 6 blocks above this, just to give it some dimension. This is the kind of style I'm going to go with, the block palette. Maybe change these out for prismarine like this, you know, in the corners. And everyone's going to fall down like that. They're going to, they're going to have a single source block of water, because they can spawn in flowing water. And they'll get dragged down to the bottom, and the fences will be on this layer here. And then we'll have this one's drop system, and the same system that elevates all the items that get dropped and processed, which will be into this setup here. So there'll be 4 big towers, and we'll come down and then access either chests, this one or this one, from either side. And build this up a little bit more so I can show you. So the water will come up here in a column, go over this lip over here, across this over here, and into the hoppers there. Okay, so that means extending these tubes all the way down there, and you know, 35 blocks down, that's how far they have to fall, is where we'll have the mechanism. So you won't be able to hear any ticking, there won't be any movement. These things, you know, of noisy redstone things, the only movement you'll see are the guardians falling down and then the items flowing in. So that's the idea, and that's what I'm going to do on Thursday. So I'll record a bit more when I've done, and I'll see you in a bit. Well, Thursday has turned into Friday, and I'm pushing my luck a little bit if I want to get this thing uploaded in time, and haven't quite got enough of these prismarine to finish the edges of all of them, but we're getting there. And as you can see, it's working very well. There are guardians everywhere, all contained in these tanks over here. And all of them drop down into the collecting mechanism below, and then all the goodies come up here. This, look, it's working amazingly well. I'm very, very pleased with it. A few little finishing touches here and there to go, but as you can see, it is really, really fantastic. A quick look around down how it works. Actually, let's find there's a little hole somewhere. Where is it? So yeah, as you can see, it's producing a lot of the sea lanterns that I wanted, and slowly but surely I'll fill it all up, make this place a little bit better. But it's working so well. I'm very happy. So here's all the tanks. There's 4 of them, and then the 2 collection item elevators up here. So everywhere below these fence gates is where they're dropping onto with the roses down there. Okay, I didn't quite have enough space to get them full fall damage. I had to use a layer of wither roses because, well, this is already, they have to drop 35 blocks, and I wanted to maximize. You see, they spawn from this layer above this prismarine, the guardians, that is. So I think it's layer 59, which is 1 below the top there. So I wanted to maximize the space they can spawn in, and well, it's just, I think I'm going to need some more storage, to be honest. This thing fills up super quickly. I mean, whoops, sorry. I emptied it not long ago, and it's already nearly full again. So I'd call it a success. And on this successful note, I'm going to say goodbye and see you next time. Thanks for watching, and sorry it's all been just about this guardian farm this time, but I've been busy every single day for hours and hours trying to get this thing ready, and it's as close as I could get. So it's almost time for me to upload this video. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I'll carry on working on this a little later, and we'll see you next time. Alright, take care, bye.